Morning, guys. Well, it rained like a last night. I mean, you couldn't even hear yourself talk. Well, the good news is that part of it was only whatever, maybe 5-10 minutes. But it came in just pow. Damn, almost shook the house. But good thing is no leaks. But you know, gotta go out and check out what's happening. The cats, of course, love it because after it rains, you know, it's just different smell outside. Things change, you know. Some of the stuff comes up, and I think why the cats like it is because all the snake holes and lizard holes and all that stuff, they get flooded. So that pushes those guys out. So they stay out all day until, you know, it gets dry again. Then you can go back in there. But so yeah, you saw the cats this morning chasing lizards and stuff. Crazy. But you know, I gotta get something done today. My hand is in constant pain, man. Now it's like the skin's falling off my other fingers from not using the hand, I think, because before I worked so much it was all calloused up, and now the callus just starts to fall off, and then that leaves your hand raw. So now I put band-aids on my other fingers and stuff so I can not feel that. The pond is still looking good. Fish are having a good time. Clean. You can see those, you can call them goldfish. It's a red tilapia. Regular tilapia is in there too. You probably can't see them on camera though. They're darker. We lost a few fish. Like I said, I think they show up. You know, some of them just don't handle the change. It's been I don't know, it was weekend, right? So that was maybe the previous weekend. So about a week worth of those fish living in there. And we lost maybe 3, 4, 5 each day. But not today or yesterday. Almost had a accident with the fish kill or something, because there was these couple spots like right here next to the pond that we were, you know, gonna kind of eradicate the weed with some weed killer, organic weed killer, whatever, but it doesn't mean it's good for fish. And the pump was messed up, so we were trying to fix the pump, do some stuff, and I was sitting on this bench right here next to the water, and I was fixing it. And then when I got it going, it shot the stuff out like right onto the pond's edge, like in the water right there. And I was like, oh! And I watched it, and it looked like it was creating a film on top of the water here. But so I went and got some paper towels and just threw paper towel in there, let it suck it up, which it did. Yeah, I did that whatever 6 or 7 times, but then then the neighbor came over and shared with me that that weed killer, whatever, is no problem for the water, or for the fish, I mean. But yeah, it must have disappeared because we don't see it anymore, you know, in the afternoon after that. But something to think about. I was thinking, well, wait a minute, man. Even fertilizer that you use, you know, as we develop the pond around the pond, you have to think about, are you using fertilizers, things to help plant growth and all those kind of things, how they get into the water. Although the water itself probably already has a bunch in it, because, you know, we took water from the canals, and the canals are bleed-offs from the farms, and the farms are full of chemicals. So you get that. But there is a natural kind of cleaning of the water from the pond itself as it, you know, as the sun comes in and burns off certain stuff, and as well as some of the plankton, phytoplankton and algae that grows in there that sucks up stuff and cleans out stuff, you know, so you're getting kind of a cleansing anyway. Our lilies that we put in, I think I showed it on previous video, or sure, I made one up on my Instagram page if you haven't seen the Uncle Craig Instagram page. But I like the lilies. I want them to grow because I like this, you know, this effect, how you get the water to beat up on the lilies. I don't know why, but that always, you know, makes you go, oh wow, that's cool. You gotta have those oh wow moments, kind of like your aha moments, right? I think I watched a video, or maybe it was, no, that's right, it was while I was a teacher or administrator or something. We had a workshop. It was like for the whole week, you know, flew in some guy, and you know, he would teach us a bunch of different stuff. And I think that's where I remember he showed us a video of another guy, another, you know, education expert or whatever, and that video was the whole aha moment video. I don't know if he's responsible for that or what. Maybe he was. Maybe he started the aha movement or something. But my table is definitely soaking wet still, so can't do anything with that, although the sun is out now baking. It's still early, it's like 8 or something. Sun will be overhead noon, and then be baking on this table. Maybe we'll dry it out. I can finish up with the stain, and then maybe even late in the afternoon lacquer. But it's supposed to be raining. Dot said that, I don't know, this says something like 17 days or something of rain. That would be like, whoo! But I guess it's quite possible. But I do want to finish. I'm gonna attempt it today. I'm gonna attempt doing this project today. So that is the cutting them legs off that table, and not all the legs, but cutting them down so I can get it to a more manageable, you know, size. It's too high right now, and get that tabletop back on there, the door, maybe even give it a better leveling, and then mount the table vise and the grinder wheel to the table, because yeah, I want to do that, man. I need a better place to work on stuff. Even with my one hand, it's still, you know, beneficial to have a table service that you can work with or work on, or whatever. I can put stuff on, especially with the vise. That's like a second hand, right? I mean, that's what they made it. It was, what was it called, the third hand, right, or something like that. But of course for me it'll be a second hand, so not a problem. Fruit's getting bigger. This is those what do you call them? I forget the name of it again. But right there, growing underneath the rim of the house or the workshop. Soon enough they'll be big enough, we'll be eating them. I don't know if I told the story. I think I told the story. Yeah, I think I told the story about the cat, the one where we, you know, it was here and it dropped off, and then, or we dropped it back off in town, we thought, or whatever. But dude, that cat came back. So I don't know if it came. I doubt it. I hope it doesn't come back in town. I think what happened just happened to be that it took off right at the exact moment we were looking for it, and we thought it was in the car, because I doubt that it came back from Cumping Pit in the car. That just doesn't make sense. But so it must have took off somewhere or went up under the truck, and that's why we didn't see it in a minute. But it showed up over here again. We're like, dude, what are you doing here? You know, because I believed that cat, the last time it was here, I don't know if I talked about that or either, but I thought it attacked one of our cats because he had to be ripped down his stomach, and his fingernail was ripped out and bleeding. When he jumped on me, I was like, what? I go, it's the cat. It happened the same day we saw that cat. And Dot was like, no, I think he fell out of the tree. You know, he's always running out. He might have yanked himself out of the tree or fighting with his brother. I'm like, it's just too coincidental that none of that happened except for the same day the big cat got here. So we didn't pay attention to the cat, and we kind of looked at it and said, meh. And then I went over to it, and I was like, hey, cat. And he's all, And so I was like, I went down to pet him, like, hey, you wanna? So I kind of patted on his head, and then I scratched him, like, hey, buddy. And I'll show you that video because I happened to be videoing it at that time. Dude, the cat went after me. Like, you can hear him go, wah, and he tried to bite me. I was like, whoa, no. You better go home, dude. We ain't having none of that around here. And so what happened was later, like in the morning, later that morning, I was doing something just inside, like towards the porch. I think I was on the terrace up there, and I heard the wow, and like I looked over and I saw that big old cat, man, just tearing after one of our cats. And they run across there, and I screamed at them like, you know, hey, like as if that's gonna stop them. Anyway, they both went up the tree, and I was like, damn. So I ran down there in my bare feet across my gravel road. I got to the tree, and that big old my cat was higher in the tree, like in a you know, where the branches meet, and that big old cat was like right underneath it, going like he was gonna, you know, just rip a hole in him. I'm like, dude, you better get out of there. And he you know, she didn't pay attention to me, so I reached down on the gravel road, and I picked up a handful of gravel, and I knew I wasn't gonna hit him with it, but so I took it and I just threw it so all the gravel went ripping through the trees, and that freaked out the cat, so he jumped over my cat and went higher in the tree, and then I yelled for Dot, and Dot came, got the ladder, and climbed up in the tree and just grabbed our cat and got him out of there. And then the big cat, we were like, dude, you don't mess with our cats, man. You need to leave. You need to leave now. But so we got the hose actually, and Dot sprayed the hose up in there. But you know, he was too high. You couldn't hit him with the hose. But you know, he didn't like the hose, obviously. So I said, just keep spraying up there, and you know, send him the message. And then you know, we stopped doing that, and then we actually we got the cats and we put them in the house. And then we had to go do something. I forgot what it was. But we left and went and did that. And then when we came back, he was gone out of the tree. And then this one was saved. It wasn't actually this one, it was the other one. And this one was the first one that got attacked. Still bears a scar on his toe. You can see that right there, maybe. Still got the missing toenail. But yeah, he was gone. And because he's gone, yeah, he'll be back. I don't know where he's from, but you know, and we still posted that picture up in the local Facebook village group, but nobody's ID'd him. It's one. I think when we first saw it again, Dot went on and back to one of the people who were contacting her, said, dude, that cat's here, you want to come get it? But she did tell them that it just ran our cat up a tree and stuff, and this lady has like 10 cats or something, so she was like, no thanks. What do you want, cat? You can't be getting in my way when I'm going to be working in here. Speaking of working, let me get to it. All right, next video. So the grinder, my hand grinder that I'm going to use to cut or whatever, I'm going to have to change the blade. And I do this one-handed. None of them will video it, but I'll show you how difficult it is really to swap out that blade without using my left hand. I'm trying to anyway. The trick on this is that on these grinders you have to hold down this button right here so you can spin it and then it'll lock, and then the button's got to be held while you're trying to move, loosen the blade or whatever. So, I don't know. I can use my big toe. Once it's locked, I think I can just give it a bit easy, push that button in there. Yeah. Okay. So now I got it locked and I got the wheel like that. So if I do like this, I might be able to spin that off. I'm going to do like this. I think that'll work if I can get. Okay. Alright, yeah, there you go. That worked. Oh, I figured out a new way to do that. Okay. That should be tight enough. It really only needs to be like snug because the centripetal force will keep it on there. I just don't want it to spin while I'm doing it. Yep. Alright. Got that done. So, hopefully this will be all it takes to get it working. First I want to see how long that's going to be. Oh. 41. If I take come on, man. What's wrong with this thing, man? Great. I'm just gonna eyeball it. Ants all over the electrical cord. Although I could score it. Yeah. Alright, well, let's see what kind of damage I can do. Either to the table leg or to my own hands. One hand tied behind my back. Yeah. There's the bench. Let's get her started. Scored it right there. I do have goggles, I think. Here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put this sock on. If you've never ground a lot, those hot embers bounce on your arm. It's not just that they're hot. It's that the composition of them being at the burn stage really penetrates your skin, and you'll just feel like itchy for probably a couple weeks, because they're tiny little fragments embedded in there. As they land on you, they burn and embed in your skin. Horrible. Ah. Great. Now my goggles busted. Man, you can't win or lose. Or whatever they say. Let's tie this. Let's try it again. It's alright. Alright, let's see where the sparks fly. Did have a couple sparks fly on my feet, which means should have worn long pants and my boots. But alright, that should be about enough. In my previous video I talked about that busted up extension cord wheel. I think it was a nightmare. Anyway, I bought me a box and a
cut it out of there and reattach the box. I think in my other video I attached that because I thought it was shorting out over there on the plug. So I don't know what was up with that, but anyway, boom, that extension cord way better. And I already done cut off all the legs of the table. Let me get walk here, it's been raining. And so each table was, what's that? That's probably 8 or 9 inches off the bottom. And then I mounted the grinding wheel here, and I mounted my table vise here. And you know, this table vise is also one of those ones with the anvil, which is pretty good. I was able to take that ant-eating box off of there, extension cord, and I mounted a box. It's still crude because you know, it's coming off as we redevelop this, but at least I'm not using that, you know, extension cord kind of stuff. I got a little better Romex on here, so I don't know what it is, 2x1 or something, I guess. There it is. Yeah. So you can handle it up to 500 volts. That'll give me some space to also work on the bench with the tools, and being that the device is in place, and a grinder over there. Of course, grinder plug won't reach, but maybe I can put another one over there just in case. But yeah, I'm happy with the way the table turned out. It's level enough for now, and the vise is strong enough. I drilled through the metal frame to bolt that vise, and the wood actually, as well as the grinding wheel. Both of them work good. I don't think this plug doesn't actually reach there yet, but I don't know if I'll put another one here. I'll just use my extension box when I need it. But yeah, mission accomplished. One of the other things, so I can hold this, working on today, well I was before it was raining, is these pieces. I have these pieces laying around. I made a homemade sprinkler, not a sprinkler, but like a, you know, the spray for the hose. But what I'm going to do is, this is actually from a 3/4 thing I had put together, and this one's from a 1/2 inch or 1 inch. And I'm going to take those two, I'm going to put them on well, the first one I'm going to actually elbow that yellow piece right there. That's a 1 inch. That's coming straight off of an existing water that is already piped to the well. So the well will come up, you know, it pushes it here and actually pushes it into the water tank, right? But it also goes straight out here, and this was, I don't know what that was used for, but it was still there, so I figured, you know what, that's perfect. It's already got a shutoff valve. I'll just tap into that 1 inch, run a 1 inch pipe all the way down here, and then I can probably adapt from 1 inch to a 3/4 or something also. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to run that pipe off the edge of the pond, down to the surface, or below, whatever, and then shoot it out across into the pond, and with maybe little floaties on both sides, and have that sprinkler head coming in there, so I can basically make my own pond, you know, sprinkler. Whoa, slip on that. Which will be great, because every time the pump comes on, the sprinkler will come on. It's either that or a 10,000 baht solar floating one that probably doesn't have a lot of power. Alright man, well, thanks for watching. See you on the next video. We'll get back at you.